Trips like this began in my mind as a kid when I read every article I could about the North Country in the pages of the Outdoor Life magazines available in my elementary school library. Nothing tempers or stirs these type of dreams like the harsh reality of backcountry hunting. The terrain is tougher and more unforgiving than you could have ever imagined. You have to be determined, patient, and prepared for the long game. This is the story of an incredible adventure. In some ways, it felt like a continuation of one of the best hunts of my life for Dall sheep only 1 month prior. We were back in camp with Derek Harbula with moose, bear, and caribou tags in my pocket. We would spend our days on the riverbeds and drainages, calling and glassing the steep mountainsides around us. Over the next several days in this beautiful camp, we would only get a brief glimpse of one bull. So brief we weren't able to get it on film. We hunted up and down this draw until we were satisfied the moose must be higher. We relocated our camp several miles upstream. In this new camp, we would have a route to check some high, swampy benches that moose like to use. Old mature bulls can isolate cows on these benches and hide them from younger bulls that are cruising the riverbeds below. These spots can be productive because most people aren't willing to hunt them for one key reason. If you kill a moose there, you're going to be in for a brutal pack-out. When you call moose, it's usually not like elk hunting. Bulls can be unresponsive, hard to hear, and may not come immediately. You have to be patient. We spent a couple hours to give a potentially tight-lipped bull time to make his way in. Nothing. We took a break and gave everything time to settle. Nature operates in its own rhythm and time. We felt strongly this bench held moose, and we didn't want to charge in and rush it. We decided to start raking to simulate a bull coming in and claiming the cows we pretended to be. Derek raked as if he meant business. His first crashing sequence was interrupted by the infuriated grunt of the bull. We grunted back at him and could tell he was closing the distance. He stomped his way toward our opening, and my imagination and heartbeat were going wild. This was a bow hunter's dream and the exact type of moment my younger mind had envisioned. He was a beast. I was 100% certain I wanted this bull and was quickly trying to pick my spot for a shot. As he got behind a giant spruce, I drew my bow and anticipated him emerging on the other side. But as old, smart animals do, he hesitated just before exposing his vitals. He turned around to head back where he came from, but as he emerged on the other side of the spruce, I was tracking him with my pen. At 50 yards, I buried my pen where I wanted it. Seeing that bull go down in sight was one of the most relieving moments I'll ever experience.
That's a great bull. Good job, man. What do you think, huh?
As we approached the bull, I felt what every moose hunter does, overwhelmed. The size of a mature bull moose on the ground is indescribable. You have to experience it.
Holy, oh, that's a good shot. Look where the arrow came from.
Oh yeah.
That's the point of the arrow sticking out right there. Oh, yes, look at the size of this thing. Oh my gosh. Oh.
Great bull. He earned it.
Oh my gosh. Look at the points on this thing. That mass is just crazy, man. Look at that. I can't even get my hand like halfway around. It's insane.
We trudged up this hill all day and just fighting alders and willows and blueberry brush. And we had this bull spotted with 2 cows, and he was in some thick stuff. And it was quite an ordeal to get to him, and we did quite a bit of calling. It took a while, but Derek, the master guide, got this bull called in, literally fully duped. He was grunting the whole way. I saw him, and I immediately knew this was a bull we were gonna shoot. Had a shot at 50 yards even, and it was quartered away. He took a step just as I shot, so it was a little back, but you can see right here where the arrow is poking out right here. And it's right in the middle of his body, right probably in the back half of his lung. And he really didn't go very far, so it was an amazing, just an amazing outcome. This bull's got enormous, ridiculous fronts and just points everywhere. Old bull, little dropper on his main beam. Heavy, heavy, heavy mass. He's got an extra interior point between his palm and where his points start on both sides. One of them is insanely long. I could not be more excited. This is just absolutely awesome. Really mature bull. And in the end, that's what gets me most fired up, is hunting mature animals. Unbelievable.
It's done.
Yeah.
Knowing that you're going to have to carry it out piece by piece is humbling, to say the least. In this country, it's a feat not many are cut out for. For me, the feeling of gratitude superseded everything else. This massive old scar-faced bull was beyond anything I could have hoped for, even in my dreams. To take him with an arrow was a privilege I'll never take for granted. He would nourish many. He would be appreciated. This was a great day. As we worked on getting the moose down to the river for a bush plane pickup, we were planning the next leg of our hunt for caribou not far from where we were. The next day we woke up to a muffled sound in the tent like we were in a sound booth. A few tugs on the zipper and I could see that we were completely blanketed in snow. When I peered out, I could see that it was still snowing and that we had gotten the attention of a grizzly digging for ground squirrels. They are the true apex predator of the North Country, and I'm always excited to see them. He abandoned his task after I emerged from the tent. The setting was now like a moonscape, vast whiteout. It was a picture of rugged serenity that gives you even more respect for the animals that make this kind of country home. They somehow don't just survive, they thrive. They're the product of many generations of natural selection, and their physical makeup and stamina is a testament to that fact. We were camped off the bottom of a large saddle between two enormous drainages. The pass was about a 1.5 mile long valley nestled between two tall mountains. Cover was sparse except for a few willows along the winding creek at the bottom. We lived mostly off of moose trimmings for a few days that we cooked in our jet boil. If you like an element of difficulty with your adventure, this camp was nearly perfect. I reflected on our good fortune each day. As I always do, I thought of home and reflected daily on a different kind of blessing I enjoy, my family. The backcountry has a way of bringing your gratitude into focus. No doubt about it, I'm a blessed man. Thank you, Lord.
So we got this beautiful pair of ptarmigan. And their color is changing this time of year to account for the snow. The camouflage is incredible, as you probably saw on those rocks, but got a male and a female here. They're absolutely beautiful and they're wonderful eating, so looking forward to that.
The next few days took on a certain monotony. We glassed every square inch of nearly solid white surroundings for days. Given our location in this vast saddle, we had dreamed of herds of caribou taking advantage of the pass. Instead, we saw sprinkles of caribou on the mountainsides each day, and they weren't moving much. As the long days of glassing drug on, our hopes for a bull to walk through the pass began to dwindle. On the day we were supposed to get picked up by our bush plane, we trudged up to the glassing point above camp with virtually no real thought of seeing a caribou. It had become more of a habit. We only had a few hours to hunt before the plane arrived. Within moments of reaching our perch, we could see a good-sized herd of caribou making their way into the other end of the valley over a mile away, but headed towards us. With my naked eye, I could tell there was a big bull in the herd. The literal moment my glass touched my eyes, I was awestruck by what I saw. An enormous, dark-bodied, white-maned rutting bull. His antlers were so big they looked chaotic. At that moment, everything became frantic. First, we fumbled for the inReach we had and messaged the bush pilot to abandon our pickup. We would need total focus, physicality, and a lot of luck to take this bull. We forced ourselves to calm down and make a game plan. The herd seemed to be drifting our way slowly, so we agreed that letting them come our way on their own would be best. After watching them for a couple hours, they began to feed and spread out. We began to think how many things could go wrong and spook them. We were way out of range. We made the decision to start systematically closing distance, trying to keep what cover we could get from the topography, but also trying to keep them in sight as often as we could. When we got to spots we couldn't see them, we would sprint to the next crest. When we had closed about half the distance, we noticed a small group of caribou on the mountainside was headed toward the bottom of the valley and would cross between us and the big herd. Suddenly, the small group began running towards the bottom. It got the big herd's attention and they started to ease up the mountainside toward the running group. And we now found ourselves in an all-out sprint to try to intercept the herd. It was risky, but we were running out of daylight and ran up to the point I could see the whole group. I dropped to prone and quickly found the bull in my scope. Without hesitation, I squeezed the trigger and the bull dropped instantly.
You got him, Brian. That's it. You hit him. You hit him.
The entire day of buildup and the last-minute mayhem made this particularly memorable. As we hiked the 300 yards up the mountain to the bull, my mind couldn't help but melt into an overwhelming sense of gratitude. 3 incredible animals from this country in roughly a month. Each of them represent the very best of what the North Country has to offer. There wouldn't be words good enough to explain my euphoria.
Look at this. Oh my. That is a giant. What do you think?
I think nice. It's
Oh,
a unicorn.
We watched
What's it
this
got?
bull all day. We got up this morning, last day, kind of stepping on our lips because we thought, the trip's over and we're going home. It's the end of the season, and last day of the hunt, we go out, kind of half-heartedly walk up the hill. We haven't seen any caribou the last couple days up here because it's been blizzard conditions and just terrible weather. And we're literally go to our glassing point, look down the valley, and here comes some caribou, and this giant is in the middle of a bunch of cows and works them all the way down the drainage. And we thought we were going to have a easy shot right there close to camp, easy pack out, but this bull had other plans. I tell you what, we were in a beautiful position to see him, but not in a great position to move. We made all kinds of different moves through these coulees and finally got about a 275-yard shot. I can't stand it. Look at the size of this thing. Double shovels, huge palms, lots of points, and these really gnarly, wicked back scratchers here. Unbelievable. What a bull. We did it. A moose, a caribou on this trip, and earlier this season, a 43-inch giant doll sheep, all with Derek here. We've gotten to experience some amazing,
I feel privileged.
amazing animals together. What a season. You really can't beat it.
There's no feeling like the feeling of success on these type of hunts. It's a feeling that has been handed down by our ancestors as they experience success. I believe it's rooted in the amazing feeling of being a provider, giving to others, sustaining life. It's core to who we are. The desolate beauty of that valley is a permanent fixture in my mind. As my great friend Cole Hawkins flew in, we were almost back to camp. Sharing the story with him and seeing his genuine excitement for my bull and success was the perfect exclamation point for our experience.
That's a 420 caribou, double shovel. Got everything, dude. Literally everything.
As we flew out to lower elevations below the snow line, I was already dreaming about a hot shower, a pizza, and getting ready to hear my family's voices on the telephone. No matter what adventures we're blessed to have, there's still no place like home. Perspective is a funny thing. It's hard to gain when you're in a spot that you're used to. Things can become monotonous. Daily routines can make time run together or run away. We struggle to stop and appreciate the little things that we should be extremely thankful for, like our health, our family, our friends, and the ability to simply enjoy our senses. I've personally never found a perspective builder like the discomfort of a backcountry adventure. That's why author Patrick McManus called it a fine and pleasant misery. When you remove yourself from your comforts, you discover what and who matters. I always return with a game plan and a fresh perspective. A solid reminder why there's more to the hunt. I'd be honored if you'd check out my book, Winning with the Wildlife, available in all formats, including audiobook, only on Amazon.